my name is Jakub Falkowski, and I'm a technology lawyer with Baker McKenzie for over 10 years right now, doing this fun stuff. Today, I will not talk about fintech. I want to zoom out a little bit, show you the bigger picture, and talk a little bit about the future. As this, in the long run, will have a real impact on your business, whether it is insurtech, whether it is fintech, X-tech, or whatever tech. Today, I don't want to tell you how to prepare your thinking about innovation. I want to tell you what to consider while doing so. As those partially legal topics that I will address here today will have a real impact on the way how you design innovation or particular products. You don't want to adjust on the run to the, let's say, rapidly changing laws. Therefore, what I want to say is more about thinking ahead. Okay, so let's have a glance across my pond. It's more industry-oriented, and those are 4 topics that will influence mine and your business at most in the upcoming months and years, I guess. This is artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud and cybersecurity, and data. Let's kick off with AI. Right now, it's more about machine learning and all the rules and patterns it is taught, but as we speak about the future, let's focus for a second on AI. As you can see, it's a pretty unregulated space right now, although European Commission issued recently a very interesting document, very general but interesting, on robotics and artificial intelligence. It circles around mostly the transparency and ethics of AI systems, and it also lists the basic assumptions that artificial intelligence should be based on. However, this is European Commission, so it's also about control. Therefore, they recommend also to establish an agency that would be responsible for those 2 things. As well as speaking about control, they want to, among other things, they want to have also control over the registry of robots. So to have a better visibility over the market and the producers and manufacturers of AI tech. From legal perspective, what are the hotspots of AI? First, it's the liability. So basically, who to blame for the decisions taken by AI. I will not go into detail of a civil law liability and how it would work in future and how the laws can change, but right now we have on the table 2 really business-oriented concepts, and one of this is a establishment of an insurance and guarantee fund that would handle all the misconduct and defaults done by AI technology. But in parallel, we've got also a technology bit here, and it's about implementing a kill switch in AI technology that would enable you to shut down the entire operation within a second if something goes wrong. The second, from my perspective, the most interesting thing, it's about creatorship and ownership of the AI-generated content. So basically, who owns a song that was created by AI? Right now, there is no clear answer to this one, but there are 2 really interesting concepts, I would say polarized a bit. One is originating from US, and it goes in a really strong direction because they want to establish a joint ownership of the works created by AI between the users of AI and the creators. I hope we won't follow this approach in EU, but the second one, it's a really good one, and it originates from Japan, where they are trying to establish a legal framework for protecting the creators by ensuring a fair compensation for all the AI works created, for the works created through AI. And also, in parallel, they are working also on a scheme that would protect all the unauthorized use of the AI-generated content. So, I believe that there is not really a very sophisticated future in the AI regulatory space because it's about more simple math. When it comes to EU Commission, privacy, ethics, and liability, you can be sure that there will be soon a regulation in place. However, speaking about the future, there is a really interesting concept of recognizing the AI technology as electronic people, so that they would have similar obligation towards the society as we do right now. Okay, similar, but not real. Basically, AI would be responsible for rectifying damages caused, not directly, indirectly, through those insurance funds and guarantees funds that I talked earlier, and also to pay taxes. Okay, I'm also slightly running out of time, so I will speed up a bit. This leads us to blockchain. Probably it should be other way around. Distributed ledger technology should be, but it didn't fit my alphabet. So blockchain is also a pretty unregulated space with probably no need for any regulation. I know it sounds like too good to be true, but there is a general perspective. Blockchain and DLTs are just the technology, so there is no need for any regulation. What matters here is how and where it is used. This is the part where it can be regulated. Like in the UK, they are trying to regulate it through, on top of the regulatory sandbox space, they are trying to regulate it in the way, in the way of protecting it from the anti-money laundering perspective. What are the hotspots from legal perspective? When you have evidence, timestamp, and security, it's something perfect from legal perspective. But when you combine it with the up-and-coming concept of smart contracts, it's a revolution. Smart contracts are basically self-enforcing contracts that in financial sector would be of a simultaneous execution and settlement of trades. So simply speaking, you will now need only technology to record and then control the performance of contract. From a legal perspective, it's something mind-blowing. I see fairly bright future here. Probably there will be only some soft-touch regulation concerning maybe sector-wise, concerning mostly anti-money laundering, and probably followed by regulatory sandboxes in different sectors. Cloud and cybersecurity. Nowadays, it should be analyzed together because it's directly linked. Cloud is already there with all the discussions and fuss around that. Regulators will loosen their strings because they are aware how popular it is and, let's say, how safe it is, how safe it became. However, cybersecurity is not yet that, so there will be a shift towards the cybersecurity where the regulators will start tightening the rules, and this is the main concern for upcoming years. The approach, end of time, no. The approach, lockdown from one side, we can follow China and Russia here, where there is a data localization requirement, so all the data collected and gathered within the borders of those countries by the companies has to be stored there. However, in EU, we've got, we don't have such far-going requirements, but we've got NIS directive coming and GDPR. GDPR, probably you are aware of some far-going requirements there, but NIS directive will mostly hit the regulated businesses like energy, banking, finance, but also online. So probably everyone will be touched by this regulation. And this mainly concerns the security measures that company would have to implement and also how they will comply with breach reporting obligations. The future here, I would say it's all about compliance and the new way of complying, about self-compliance. So the ability to prove that you complied with laws from the beginning. It's something very new in regulatory field. However, from the positive side, the approach nowadays is really regional. So the laws are more similar and unified. Therefore, for you, what it means? It means that there are less laws to comply with. Data. Oh, now I have to speed up. Right now, there's nothing more hot than GDPR. Everyone is talking about GDPR with all those requirements and rules that are coming in force in a year. But I will focus very quickly on one, which is data portability, because you can benefit from this one. And this is basically about how you can move data from one company to another company or from one system to another system. Imagine your insurance data, for example. Your insurer collected data for 10 years, and he's got your data about your accidents, your health problems, etc., etc. Nowadays, you can take this information in a machine-readable form and show it to his competitors, asking for a better price. Sounds tempting, huh? Okay. Is the data really new gold? It's completely new gold. It's, but not only the personal data, the raw data. So, from business perspective, I will call it big data. This is the next level. How they will protect it. There is a concept, up-and-coming concept of protecting data on the copyrightable basis. So, the data sets would be protected as copyrights. Then you will know who owns it. It will ease the monetization of the data sets, and it will be better for you to, let's say, to monetize this. Future obstacles, data sets and copyright protection. From one side is an obstacle. For one side, it's a positive thing. However, privacy and human rights, with all the awareness built recently around privacy and data protection, I believe that people will really start using their rights. They will think twice before they click and accept your consents on the website. Probably they will even try to sell you their data, sometimes in exchange for your discounted services. So this leads me to the key messages that I want to leave you with for next months and maybe not years, because it will change. So for the next months, bear in your mind those two words: privacy and cybersecurity. I don't have, unfortunately, more time for my marketing minute, but I'm happy to tell you about our program that we recently launched with Baker McKenzie over the drinks during the evening. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.